Hello, everyone. Welcome to our space from Sac Inicial RD, all the way from the Dominican Republic. Uh, it's a pleasure to be here to join you, talking about every aspect of soccer all around the globe, not just from the Dominican Republic, and from any other place in the globe. And and now, more important than ever, because we have the Concacaf qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup kicking off in these coming days. And today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest underdog stories that you're going to see in this round, because for the first time in their history, they're going to be playing in this instance, being one step away from a World Cup, which is the biggest stage in the football world. And we're talking about Bermuda, which has have seen quite a big rise in the football scene in the past few years. But for that, I'm not alone. I'm joined by a colleague there in Bermuda, which is Earl Baston. How are you, Earl? And nice to have you here in this space.
Well, thank you very much, Gabriel. Good to be here. It's exciting times in Bermuda. We're it's just some 48 hours away from the kickoff. So things are rallying up. Jamaica has arrived this evening in Bermuda. So uh, the water is boiling.
Yeah, things are starting to heat up
Yeah.
for these qualifying matches. And for those that are still unfamiliar regarding football in Bermuda, what can you tell those people a little bit of the history of the nation in football, and how have they gotten to this stage? How have they grown in the past years?
Well, to tell you the truth, we've always had players on the world stage. We had, as everyone would know, Clyde Bess from West Ham, broke the color barrier in the UK, one of the first black persons to play football in the UK. And also, when the old, what was it, NASL was around in the States years ago, the New York Cosmos, we actually had two players play for the New York Cosmos in Sam Newsom, who was the goalkeeper, and Randy Horton, who was a striker. And when the legendary Pele went to play for the Cosmos, Randy Horton was transferred away to allow space for Pele to come and play for the Cosmos. So there's always been some form of Bermuda on a football field, making a name for ourselves. And then you fast forward to the years of Sean Gooder playing for Manchester City, Kyle Lightbourne playing for Stoke City. We have Nicky Wells currently playing. He's at Luton Town now, but he's made his name throughout the championship, around the championship in England. So that's the international side. And domestically, we've had leagues going for years, and we've been able to produce so many good players throughout the years of domestic football in Bermuda.
And now that you mentioned the domestic stage, the from the clubs that are playing there in the league in Bermuda, which club has produced the most talent that has been playing abroad?
Uh, we would have to say right now the Dandytown Hornets. They've had uh, several players come out of their camp into the professional ranks. Sean Gooder came from North Village. Kyle Lightbourne came from PHC. Uh, Dante Levrock and Nicky Wells came out of Dandytown, and several other players have come out of Dandytown. But it's been a mixture, but on quote unquote the global stage, Dandytown Hornets.
That's very interesting information. And now let's look at the group that Bermuda has been drawn into for this round. Quite a bit complicated group because you have Jamaica, you have Curacao, and also Trinidad and Tobago. Two big names in the football stage that have been in the World Cup, and another one that has seen steady growth in the past decade. Uh, what did you think, Earl, about this group? All the draw that Bermuda had for this stage in the qualifiers.
When the draw was made, all I was hoping was that, and we're probably still hoping that all three teams take Bermuda lightly, and that gives us another opportunity to take a scalp. It's a tough group to be drawn in. We know the capabilities of Jamaica. We've matched well against Trinidad. We've had success against them. They've had success against us, and we're learning more and more about Curacao. They have quite a few players playing overseas as well. So it's one of those things. But when the whistle blows, the score's 0-0. So it's all after the 90 minutes is up. Who has the most goals, kind of thing, And we're hoping that one, we really play well, and two, the opposition kind of underestimate us just a bit, that we can capitalize on that and come away with 3 points to start us off.
Very interesting insight regarding the group. And now let's look at the squad that was called up by Michael Finlap for this first set of matches of this qualifiers. You have the goalkeepers, Dale Eve, Detroit Bell, Coleridge Fobler, the defenders, Dante Lavrock, Kieran Richardson, Harry Tweed, Reese Jones, Julian Carpenter, Janae Butterfield Steed, Justin Donawa, LeJuan Simmons, Danish Hill. In the midfield, Andre Todd, Willie Clemens, Keziah Martin, Rasir Jones, Roger Lee, and Nijay Tucker. And the forwards, Naki Wells, a well-known name here in the Dominican Republic too. Kane, Kane Critchlow, Seiko Lewis, Jutori Burgess, Reggie Lambie, Jared Parfit, and Enrique Russell. Uh, in your opinion, Earl, what do you think about this group of players selected by FinLab for this big challenge?
It's a good mixture of experience and youth. Some of the names you named off have been around this program for quite some time. Um, and some of the names that you've also named off are new to the program. Um, but this team here is a good blend of youth and experience at the international level. You look at the likes of Reggie Lamb, Naki Wells, Dante Levrock, Dale Eve. They're all knocking on 50 caps if they haven't. Or I know Reggie's over the 50 cap mark, but there's others knocking on the 50 cap mark. So that experience of international football is something that we can always lean on and use during games and times that we're at this level.
And what about who do you think will be the biggest threat in terms of scoring goals for the rivals? I could mention one that I managed to see him here a couple of times play in the Nations League in the Dominican Republic, which is the case of Kane Critchlow, which is he is a really good player, very good skills.
Yeah. He has, over the years, he has grown to be a very good opportunist goal scorer. He's struggled to get off the mark this year so far at the club level, but change of fortune, change of scenery, having fun with his fellow teammates and countrymen. That might all change given an opportunity. Him and Jair Parfit of late have been scoring goals for Bermuda, in the absence of Naki Wells, who was previously out injured, and just took a step back from the national program to make sure that his professional career was sorted out before he came back into the fold. Now that he's signed the contract with Luton Town, he's back into the fold. So, but not all the pressure is on Naki to score the goals, because we now have other people who are stepping up to put the ball away.
That's a perfect analysis. And now we're gonna see the schedule. Now we see on Friday that it was gonna be a really good game and really packed up there in Devonshire against Jamaica. That's the first challenge
Hmm.
for the schedule. And then on Tuesday, you're gonna travel to Willemstad to face Curacao. And here's my question: what are the expectations heading up to these two matches? And the second one, the expectation of the general public there in Bermuda for this huge challenge that is coming up.
Okay, so I'll give you two answers. The realistic expectation from the footballing public is we want to really do well and hold Jamaica as best we can. The expectation from just a general person on the street, they always want to see Bermuda win, no matter who the competition is, and expect Bermuda to win. But the reality is that we're going up against two nations in the next 5 days, over the next 5 days, that have, countrymen that, and the football level is quite a bit higher than ours. So it's a tall order, but the reality is that we all start at 0-0, and hopefully, you know, we can pull one off, or maybe both off. We know going to Curacao, hostile environment. We've known what we've been up against when that draw was made. We know down the road we've got to go to Jamaica and we've got to go to Trinidad. One, the good thing about the back and forth that we will have with Jamaica is that they're going to see a lot of Jamaicans in the stand here, and we're going to see a lot of Jamaicans when we go down. Yeah.
And yeah, like, it's gonna be very interesting to see the atmosphere there at the national stadium. uh you told me before we started that it's gonna be really packed there at the national stadium. Like, is it all the seats sold out for that match?
Yeah, at last I checked, the stadium was sold out for the match on Friday night against Jamaica.
Wow, that's a really good thing to start things off in this huge challenge. And I wish the players the very best of luck, and let's try to see this big event taking place over the course starting this month and getting all the way to November. And with this, I appreciate a lot your time, Earl, to be here talking about football in Bermuda.
Sure, thank you very much as well. Appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity, and good luck to you guys as well.
Thank you very much. And anything else to you want to add? An invitation to the public in Bermuda for these coming challenges.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know that the first one is sold out, but we have two more times to cheer on the boys from Bermuda at home in this qualifiers. So if you miss out the first one, don't miss out the second or the third, because the boys need your help to get through to the ultimate goal of qualifying for the FIFA World Cup, which is one flight away from us, because we have direct flights to uh, States and to Canada. So at least we can get to those two places. And what a feat that would be if Bermuda was part of that, involved in that. I think the island will be deserted for a period of time, because a lot of Bermudians will try to make their way to the World Cup. to be part of that once in a lifetime or first in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, let's hope that that will be the outcome. It will be historic for such a small island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and it's gonna be a great thing. So thank you so much, Earl, for taking some of your time to share with us all the insights about football in Bermuda, about the Gombay Warriors preparing for
Yes,
this big challenge.
yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And I also want to thank all of you that are watching here. Just inviting you to subscribe, like this video, share it so more people get to know all the story about Bermuda and their rise in the region and football. And remember, you can watch more content like this in upcoming days because we're going to be really busy. And remember, this is Saque Inicial, donde todo comienza.